Now Brenda's belly's getting bigger, but no one seems to notice any change.
Tupac?
Is that Tupac?
I love Tupac.
Tupac!
Yes! Tupac! Yes!
This is my dog.
She's 12 years old and she's having a baby. And the molester who's sexing her.
Dude, his songs are just so deep.
She had the baby solo. She had it on the bathroom floor and didn't know, so she didn't know.
Oh shoot!
She wrapped the baby up and threw him in.
Just threw a baby in the trash?
Man, Tupac was one dude that was speaking real back in the day.
He's a poet.
So amazing. Like, he's just always been one of those rappers who, like, rapped about the real issues in the world and, like, never wasted his time about, like, the hoes and the money.
Your ass wide don't matter. My pockets got fatter. Now
I get around. Hey.
And eating being greedy.
But then also, he did rap about the hoes and the money. he was just diverse.
Dude, he's sagging this low.
Check it out. I get around.
Step up, round and round, round and round.
I get around. I get around.
I love the girls just like awkwardly massaging him.
This makes me sad though. Like, he was such a talent. Why do you have to go?
I think it's time to kill for our women, time to heal our women, be real to our women. And if we don't, we'll have a race of babies that will hate the ladies.
Oh, and then this one's classic.
So we'll
Talking about some real shit, like real stuff.
I just love listening to Pac.
It's gonna get easier.
This is my jam.
He's like the icon, the father of rap.
Always was committed.
Oh my God, I play this song every time I'm missing my mama.
Single mother on welfare. Tell me how you did it. There's no way I can pay you back. But the plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it.
We need more rappers like this.
Always love your mom. Like, just love your mom.
I want to make music too, and I take so much from him, especially this one song. He's still alive. He's on an island somewhere. He's resting.
Bring Tupac back. I know he ain't dead. He hiding somewhere for real. I'm getting emotional.
This song always made me never want to be a bad child ever again.
His lyrics just hit you right in the f***ing heart, man.
From Oakland to Sacktown, the Bay Area.
This is a classic. This is straight up a classic.
California knows how to party.
Knows how to party.
Bro, this is where it's at.
Oh, it's supposed to be like Mad Max. That's cool. I've never actually seen this music video before.
It's crazy because all his songs are still playing on the radio.
Dude, I'm getting like goosebumps listening to this.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
I let them niggas know it's on for life. Don't let the West Side ride the night.
Bad boy murdered on wax and kill. F with me and get your caps peeled.
You know, see.
Grab your locks when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac.
That's supposed to be Biggie, man. It's supposed to be Biggie right there.
I feel the wrath of a menace, nigga.
I hit him up!
This is a pretty badass diss.
This is gonna make me want to listen to everything from Tupac again. There's more, right?
We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother.
Nobody compares to this guy.
That's how it's supposed to be. Oh my gosh, let's go.
That's the way it is. Come on. Come on.
That's just the way it is.
Why are we even reacting, man? Y'all just wanna like chill?
This song made me want to cry.
That's just the way it is.
I wasn't even born in the 90s. Why do I feel like this is nostalgic?
My heart hurts watching this because he's given me so many great memories, but I miss him. Like, I know I wasn't alive when he was around.
Let's just give a moment of silence. Okay, we good. Just, oh my gosh.
All right, so all these songs were by the rapper Tupac Shakur. What do you know about Tupac?
I know that he was very influential.
One of the greatest rappers of all time.
Definitely.
I'm in LA, homie, and when you from here, like, you just cannot not know Tupac.
Especially like since he had like passed away and was murdered, like his legacy kind of lives on and everyone just sort of knows the name.
I grew up listening to that type of music, you know. Going to school with my dad, he'll have like the CDs and blast it in the car.
When you think of like rap itself, he's like one of the first like real guys that were, you know, really starting it and breaking out onto the scene.
The guy's music just changed my life as a whole. When I'm in a bad situation, and this isn't a f***ing joke, it's like, what would Tupac do?
Tupac was one of the most successful and influential hip-hop artists ever. In just 5 years, from 1991 to 1996, he sold over 75 million records worldwide, and in 2010, Rolling Stone named him one of the 100 greatest artists of all time.
The greatest artist of all time.
What do you think it is about Tupac that made him such a cultural icon?
He redefined the entire genre.
And it came from the heart. It wasn't about money. Like, I think he genuinely wanted to do this as it was a passion for him.
He really struck the chord with not only people in the like Compton ghettos or whatever, but like all over the US and even internationally.
He was different because he was the person that was, you know, intelligent. Even though everybody else was smart lyric-wise, like even if you watch his interviews, it's just so like you want to grasp every moment and you're like listening and it captivates you.
Tupac had his songs that were like about hoes and stuff, but then he also like rapped about what were going on, like things that were going on in his life, and like that's why people loved him so much.
Tupac has received a lot of praise for his lyrics. A lot of his songs talked about social issues of the time, like violence and racism and police brutality. Many of these issues are still at the forefront of what's going on today.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of sad that like things still haven't changed and like we're still in the same situation again where it's like you have unarmed black men and women who are dying and it's like it's completely unfair.
Why do you think so often artists will focus on these issues in their songs?
How could they not be? A lot of people are affected by those issues, and music is a very pure form of people's voices.
Everyone like looks to them because they have a voice in the community, because they're out here putting out music, you know, going crazy. They get all this respect, and you know that's someone that people are actually gonna listen to.
When you have a big platform, if you don't use it the right way, then why do you have one?
It's because of people like him that artists nowadays can use that same platform, such as like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole.
People are still being treated terribly, so they're gonna talk about it. You know, there's still songs now where it's like, I get treated differently on the streets because I am the way I am. And I think it's obviously terrible. I don't think anyone should be profiled racially. It's crazy to think like someone 20 years ago can write something about their struggle at the time, and it's still prevalent today.
Rap can be stereotyped by a lot of people, but Tupac and others show that there's so much more to these artists. What are your thoughts about how rap is viewed by people who may not listen to it?
As someone who doesn't listen to it, I do understand. It is really stigmatized as just, oh, these people, they're just bragging about drugs, but it doesn't mean that every rapper is that way, and doesn't mean that rap as a whole can't be used for actual real issues.
I would say you're not listening to the right rappers. They have a message to the rap, you know? And they take the crafts and the skills so seriously.
Hip-hop speaks for the side of America that doesn't get as much attention. A lot of people are growing up in f***ed up communities. Just Pac has helped me out through so much, and through all of the bad shit I did when I was like 13 and 14, you know, rolling with the wrong crew of people, he gave me some guidance.
And unfortunately, Tupac was murdered in 1996 during a drive-by shooting that still remains unresolved. He was just 25 years old at the time.
I know, it's crazy.
I'm gonna cite some Chris Rock here. Like, it's bullshit that they don't know who killed Pac by now.
Despite his death, he still remains a prominent figure in pop culture, with many of his unreleased songs, you know, coming out after his passing. How do you think it felt being a fan of his back then and having him not just die but be murdered?
That must have been awful, to be honest with you.
Oh, devastating. He was doing so well at such a young age, and for such a small amount of time, it's like, oh, well, just think of the possibilities of what he could have done.
It definitely must have been like infuriating. Not only do you vibe and resonate with this artist, but you grow with their music.
It's devastating just because, especially if you're a big fan, it's just like, okay, so that's it? And it doesn't hit you because it's just like, okay, this guy that I idolized and loved, like, he's gone now. But I feel like the fact that his legacy sort of lived on, it feels good because it's like he'll always be appreciated for his music.
And finally, can you speak to the impact, if any, that Tupac has had in your generation despite being gone for 20 years now?
I feel like he's influenced a lot of the artists that I now listen to.
He upped the standard, man. If he were still today, music would not be how it is.
Whatever stage of life I was going through, I can honestly say that Tupac was right there with me.
He changed the game. He can let people know, like, awareness through music.
I really wonder a lot, like if he was still here and like making music, how different the entire rap game would be.
Thanks for watching Teens React.
React episodes come out multiple times a week, so make sure you subscribe.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Appreciate the support, and we'll see you next time.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of Teens React. Tupac had so many great songs. What is your favorite? Let us know in the comments.